So, this isn't exactly the Silver Series video I promised. I was actually most of the way done my original version of the video until my completely legal copy of Adobe Premiere Pro decided to, And once I got said legal version of Premiere Pro working again, all of my files were, And then on top of that, I've been busy working my new full-time job, so my schedule has been kinda...
Okay, let's see my to-do list. Go to work, go to work, go to work, go to work, go to work.
During that period of time, not only did we get a product image of what the Teku slingshot is going to look like, this then snowballed into the card reveal for Reverb being found, and then approximately 3 or so hours later, the full set's card art just ended up leaking online, and then, a day later, it became available for pre-order to be released in the fall, and oh hey look, it's in Malaysia! Oh, it's in Canada now. And I'm so late with this video that it's now being found in America, yay! So, seeing that a lot of people already have the set in hand and are giving their thoughts, I kind of thought my initial thoughts on this series would be better saved until I have them in hand myself. So, what's the point of this video then? Well, given the amount of hype these cars have been generating, and according to Mattel, if these sell well, which I do believe they will, Mattel could potentially be interested in doing another wave of 5 cars. I'll be predicting which 5 they could potentially be doing next, and providing edits to what they potentially could look like in the Silver Series. Here we have a chart of all 36 cars, denoting which cars could be our potential candidates for a Wave 2. Obviously, Hollowback, Iridium, Reverb, RDO 9, Slingshot, Diora 2, and RDO 6 are more off the table. However, I'm honestly giving Diora 2 and RDO 6 more lenience, considering they weren't released in the Silver Series and were released in other forms. Starting with the first of our 4 teams, the Teku. None of these cars in consideration are actually off of the table, given the criteria I'm going off of, which is the following. Rule number 1, it must follow the 2 rivet rule of production. This is basically a rule for Mattel production of all of their die-cast castings, that they must have 2 rivets for streamlined production, as every casting they make is. This is why you've seen some castings like Slingshot get retooled, because they did not conform to the previously established 2 rivet rule of production. Number 2. The car must have been released in the past decade. If it hasn't been seen for over a decade, there's minimal chance that the casting is either still existing or in production. And criteria 3, popularity. I mean, like, come on, think about it. Will I really make a car like Drift Tech or Powerbomb before Power Rage or Jackhammer? Like, I just don't think that would be possible. Demonstrating this criteria with the Teku, all of these cars have been released in the last decade or so. In terms of candidates, in the last set, the Teku got 2 cars, on top of Diora 2 and Diora 3. So I think it's okay this time for them to take a backseat and only get 1 slot in this set. My personal candidate here would be Chicane. Not only is it a decently popular car, it's already been retooled to the 2 rivet rule, and its original release, as you all should know, is notoriously very, very rare, being the rarest of the 36 car set. I think it would be a great marketing move going forward with this series if they did at least do 1 car per set to be a re-release of a car whose original version is rarer, much like how the first wave had Reverb be re-released and retooled, just to make these cars more obtainable for the everyday collector. In terms of the Metal Maniacs, we unfortunately have our first 2 casualties here, with Rollin' Thunder and Ratified being taken out of consideration. The former being last seen in 2012, and the latter last seen in 2014. Given that we did receive 2 new retools in the first wave, Rollin' Thunder is a car I could potentially see getting a retool due to its significance in the movie and how much screen time it has, And Monkey is a popular character, so if they had to do one of his cars, I feel like it would be Rollin' Thunder over Ratified, which is not really a popular car. It kind of infamously got done dirty in the toys, being given this weird brown color instead of its movie accurate red, and then in said movies only getting around like 60 seconds of screen time. With the Metal Maniacs being my favorite team, and definitely not having any bias, I think it's time that they get some more representation in this line. Looking at our candidates, I'm going to be picking 2 for this team, and my 2 would be Riveted and Spinebuster. Spinebuster is a pretty popular car, not even considering the meme.
Hold it! Spinebuster's my car!
Neither of Wild's cars have gotten any form of representation in the diecast line yet, and plus, it would get the Race Groove's seal of approval.
Oh no!
Riveted, in my opinion, I think might be more likely if I had to pick one, due to it just having more screen time and it being the car Taro drives for all 4 movies, pretty much. Given that Mattel clearly has interest in retooling castings to be more show accurate, I think Riveted could really use that treatment because, as we know, Riveted's diecast is hilariously inaccurate to the movie. Just like how Reverb got retooled to be a little more film accurate, I would really like to see this car get that same treatment, given that Riveted, unlike Reverb, has had some frequent releases in the past decade or so. I wouldn't be shocked if they just used the same tooling and updated the color a little. Transitioning to the antagonistic teams, starting with the drones, our only cars we can disqualify are RDO 6 and RDO 9, because they've both fortunately been released. This is off topic real quick, but I find it amazing that all of the racing drone cars somehow manage to still get pretty consistent releases with names like RD01 or RD03. It just doesn't seem marketable outside of the AcceleRacers context. I don't know, that's just something that's always bothered me. With the remaining candidates, I feel like one car makes more sense than the others, and that would be RD08. My reasoning here is simply because, well, RD08 is one of the first vehicles we see in the movies, and it's the main antagonist, RDL1's vehicle of choice for the first movie. Not only does he win the Storm Realm with that car, he basically kills Kadim with it, and then crashes it in the Swamp Realm at the end. I could have gone with RDL1's other car, RDO5, but that car really just mainly served as a punching bag throughout Speed of Silence. It doesn't even appear in Breaking Point, and then gets beat around by the silencers again in the Ultimate Race. A car like RDO2, simply put, does have more screen time than RD08, but in terms of the racing drones which have gotten these re-releases, not a single RDL1 vehicle has gotten it yet, as opposed to Galorum, who has her car in the first wave of the Silver Series, and the normal RD-S1s, which have the RDO6 mainline. Closing out our theoretical second wave are the Silencers, where unfortunately we have to eliminate Technetium, Metalloid, and Excellium. My pick for our Silencers representative would have to be Nitrium. I can honestly see why they decided to do Iridium first, due to its driver basically being the de facto leader of the Silencers. But given how prominent Dr. Tesla is through both World Race and AcceleRacers, I am shocked that they didn't do Nitrium first, since it's not only the first car in the series, but I think Dr. Tesla is a more nostalgic and more recognizable, more marketable character than just a helmeted Silencers driver. If I had to theorize why they did Iridium first, I think it has to do mainly with the fact that, simply put, Iridium had a lot of scenes with Reverb in Ultimate Race, and Reverb was in that first wave as well. So, that's my opinion on what a potential Series 2 of the AcceleRacers Silver Series could shape up to be. I want to close this out by again emphasizing the importance of making sure the first wave of these silver cars succeed. Because if you want to see something like this, simply put, just gotta sell well. If it doesn't sell well, Mattel isn't going to want it, and we'll be back to where we started. Again, as mentioned in the beginning of this video, these will begin to become available in the United States as early as September or October in your local Walmart. Thank you for watching, and best of luck in tracking down the Silver Series for your collection.